All right, here we go. Show number 47 of Into the Cubieverse, and we are live.
The Cubieverse is a GPS-based game where you walk to get keys, use keys to open trivia vaults, answer trivia to earn rewards, and use those rewards to enhance your in-game experience or convert them to real-life rewards. Thanks for joining us tonight, and get ready as we take you into the Cubieverse. Hello, Gold Miner. Hello, Atrocities.
Hi,
Hey.
Matthew.
Nina Dragon, which you guys know.
Merry
Gold
Christmas.
Miner, how's your week in the Cubieverse?
My week was eventful, but not eventful. Like, had one buddy quest, which was kind of a dud, but it ended up working out. I found out about gosh, I don't even know my days anymore. Was that Friday night that the gift box Cubie was able to be printed at any time?
First day of the event, let's just call it, whatever day that was.
So we were both, Atrocities and I, were printing like crazy. Since we had lots of wrapping paper, and I ended up with my first print was as Atrocity says, the Victor. It was the one with all the little gifts popping up top. Tiny treasures, I think it was. Anyways, ended up getting the 3, and lots of I don't know their names. Lots of the 2, 4 or 5 of the tiny treasures, and on my 39th try. This was after that stopped, though. After getting some more blueprints in the vault, or not in the vault, the vault, I guess, the epic tree. Finally printed the Starlight Cubie. So very excited about that. Yeah, so that was probably about the best part of the game, because I think as Atrocities and I have been talking, we kind of think that gift box Cubie is kind of the epic Cubie of the whole Christmas program. So, but yeah, we've been planting a lot of trees, or getting a lot of trees. Like, I think we have, I didn't even count, probably 20 trees around here.
Wow.
And going up to the different areas. Anyways, we've been out hunting a lot, and I'm done with the epic trees. I got everything printed, but I haven't got any more yellow keys. Sorry.
You're just jumping right into the Christmas event, eh?
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. We weren't told not to talk about the Christmas event.
It's all good. We never had. We didn't really have a guideline other than the name of the event, or the show tonight. So I guess it all makes sense. And really, we've all been doing. We've really only been doing the Christmas event since last week, so. Yeah,
and I don't know. We haven't really done too much. We've done a couple pizza shacks, and I don't think we've done any sushi. No, we did one sushi the other day when we went to the grocery store. We stopped off there on the way before we went there. But yeah, other than that, how was your weekend? The week in the Cubieverse?
Atrocities? How about you go first?
You want me to go first?
No, I can go. I can go. No, I can go.
Okay.
Good. Had a great buddy quest. I don't know why the name is eluding me right now. If you're watching tonight, just do a shout out for me in the comments. But it was a great buddy quest, great communication, things went well. 2 or 3 pizza quests, driving around, setting up, getting ready for the Christmas event to start. There's some sickness to our house, so things were delayed. Yeah, and without really talking about the Christmas event, that was basically my week. If you want me to talk about the Christmas event, I will start to do that after Atrocity gives us his.
Sure. So I'm going to say I had probably one of the most frustrating buddy quests I've had in a long time. Nobody's fault, really, other than... So what happened was, wake up Christmas morning all excited, but I got to eventually check the game, and turns out I've got a buddy quest, wouldn't you know, right? So I'm like, okay, I will, I'll do something with that after Christmas. So we'll go through Christmas, the whole thing. And then I'm checking to see if I got any messages from my buddy on it, because I'm thinking, like, it would be a nice Christmas present to have somebody actually contact me.
Sure.
Well, basically did Christmas Day. I think this was late the following day. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna finally get around. Like things have kind of settled down, and I'm gonna try and do the buddy quest because this is not obviously normal for me where we do it.
Yeah.
And so I go the
Well, that's
message.
good, man.
I go to message
Yeah.
the guy, and it turns out he'd actually messaged me the previous day, but it didn't show up in
Oh.
my Discord because he sent it through as a friend's request.
Ah,
And those are like hidden down deep someplace.
yeah, yeah.
I never look for those. I never find those.
Yeah.
Versus if you just send someone a message, the message pops up unless you've got your account setting that says I'm not. I don't want to receive those messages. So,
Sure.
as a tip to people looking here or watching, I would try and not send the friend request and send an initial message unless the account is set up in such a way where you have to send that. Because, like, as in
Right.
this case, I was whatever. So, anyways, communicate with the guy, and then, messaged him, and he's like, "Yeah, I can do it tomorrow morning." So I'm like, "Okay." I talk, and they're like, "Okay, we got it." So the next morning, I get up, I go, I'm there, and he doesn't show up. And I message him, I get a response. I'm like, what's going on? Well,
Did you say what time that you got up at?
okay, no, I'm not. I haven't got there yet. Okay,
Okay.
it was early, so go back to bed because it was early, and wake up, and he's messaging me saying, "Hey, he's now at the spot," which was an hour after I was there, looking for me. So
Oh,
turns out
time zone
time
mix up.
zone miscommunication. Now, I
Yeah.
I always send here, "Hey, I'm here. I'm in this time zone," and then like time zones are important, people. So make sure you
Yeah.
communicate
Very
that.
easy to know stuff.
And then I got like he came back to me with, "Hey, I want to do it in about 8 hours, less than 8 hours of this time." So I'm like, "Okay." So but he says like, "I'm gonna do it at 7 a.m., which is less than 8 hours." Which okay, yes, 7 a.m. less than 8 hours. Okay, that makes sense. But he really wanted 8 a.m. my time. But
Right.
I confirmed back to him. I said, "Okay, 7 a.m. Eastern," and I got a thumbs up. So to
Okay.
me, it's 7 a.m. Eastern.
You're
But
right.
time zones are
Yeah.
important, which is why I'm really
Yep.
I emphasize that, and I think my
Yeah.
lesson to learn is to confirm that you're in Eastern. Likewise, if he doesn't even have to know what time zone I'm in, like the difference between Eastern and Central or whatever, because he could have said, no, wait, I'm in Central, 7 a.m. Central.
Yeah.
And we would,
Yeah.
oh, okay, we'll figure that out. But I got a thumbs up. So, anyways,
Yeah.
kind
So,
of frustrating.
Time zone can really be like you said, it's really no one's fault. Just a mistake, right? You miss that in the messages or miss talking about it.
Yeah.
It could be easily an easy mistake.
Yeah. So,
Likewise, some places such as like Arizona don't have the time, like the daylight savings. So
Yeah.
that messed me up on one almost where I reclarified because the person's name had something to do with Arizona in it, or something that made me think that's where they were. I'm like, so what time is it right now?
Yeah.
Got cleared up there, thankfully. But
yeah.
Yeah, I've been really lucky. I really wish I could remember. I might take a look later to see who my buddy quest was with because it was really good. We both had the same type of thing. Like, yeah, when we get home, I'll send you a message and I'll meet you 5 minutes after that or 10 minutes after that. So then later on, when both of our schedules settled down, I said, hey, how about 10 minutes from now? It's like, I'm on the way. I'll be there in 5. I'm like, perfect. So we didn't even have to ask each other what time it was. Just when our schedules worked out, we'll meet in 5 minutes. So I like
Yeah.
when that happens. It was really good. But the communication has to be there first, which we established well before. Yeah, I'll give you 5 or 10 minutes notice type thing.
Yeah, and obviously you've got those buddy quests where you're like, okay, yeah, let's do it now. We can do it in 30 minutes. Okay, great.
Yep.
Where you don't have to worry about it. But when you're planning it for hours ahead of time or later,
Yeah, well,
It's
ours was a day later, and I
yeah,
said we'll message, but we'd already established that when one of us gets free, just message the other, and we'll do it if we can. So it was a good communication thing, which is key to the whole thing.
for sure,
Mhm.
for sure. So, um,
Okay. Well,
okay,
at least you got your buddy done,
so
right?
they got it done. It was, as I said, it was a little frustrating. It was nobody's fault, but we got it done. So that was the important thing. So, for sure.
Excellent.
Um, from there, let's jump into the Christmas event. Um,
Yay.
yay! So first thing
Yay.
I want to say here, I see the chef has spoken, made a comment. He's all by himself. He's only got 2 blueprints.
Chief.
The chief, right? The chief has spoken, not the chef. That's different. Um, so if you only got the 2 blueprints or so far, uh, I guess maybe I'm going to suggest. Um, do you have how many trees do you have in your area with the Lantuyu? Because there was that loot code that was out there. I don't know if everybody's aware of that. Because the loot code ended up giving three common trees that will really help people
Yep.
get going, and there was 3 green keys attached to it, and it was really good. It was one of the better loot codes. I can't remember what else was in it.
But we don't get blueprints from the common trees though, do we? For the gift wall.
That is,
Get
Only
one.
the one, right?
You get
Yeah,
one.
only the
Yeah.
one. So they'll still help them get resources, but not for getting more blueprints.
no, but if you're stuck getting like to me, if you're stuck getting going, can't make any
Yeah, yeah,
traction
for
in
sure.
the game and get
Yep.
whatever. The three common trees
Yeah,
is for. So you should have 4 common trees because if you got 3 from the loot code
yeah.
plus
And
1 in
on
the
the chain.
chain. So just
Chaotic Kitten posted the loot code, which is 5640 as well.
yes. So if you haven't used
Excellent.
it, use it before the event is
Yeah.
over.
It did also have the one snowman decoration and
A green key.
candy canes.
Yep. It was a nice. It was a nice little surprise.
It was a nice
Yes.
little gift.
Certainly. And with, multiple people, if you have multiple players in your area, that just, magnifies the number of
Yeah.
these common trees you got access to. Obviously, if you only got 1 player in your area, it doesn't quite help you as much, but it does actually get you going, right? So,
Yeah.
But another question for the chief is, do you have the vending machine that you can actually use that loot code, or do you have a vending machine close by that you can use that loot code if you haven't gotten it already as well? Because if there's no vending machine, he won't be able to transfer it into
yeah,
loot.
that's true. That's true.
And he's saying, it sounds like he's one of the only players around there.
He does have. He says does have it, so that's good. And that goes back to what we said last week, whereby if you're a new player in your area, one of the most important things you need to get going, is your vending machine, assuming there's no other vending machine you have access to. Because if you're someplace that you there's no vending machine, yeah, that could be a problem.
Yep.
So, especially when they're trying to give you resources to get things going. So, yeah. So if we want to talk about the event, then Quest Chain. What's your thoughts on the Quest Chain this year?
I don't know. It's, okay, I love the fact. I just found it's too easy. It's just too easy. Maybe it's because I've been in the game for any of the long player. Like, I was really disappointed to wake up. It was Boxing Day or whatever, and the game was already done. The event was done had been solved by multiple players.
Yes.
I mean, I could have been one of those players too had I, got up and worked out. So it was still there. It still had the element of the more effort you put in, the quicker you get rewarded. But it also lacked that running around panic from the Nutcracker year, which, I like that. I love the events, jumping into them. But this event felt more like a mini event to me. I really wish I had a new player who just like their second or third event who could tell me if it felt like a tough event to them or not.
Did your daughter not play, or she's stopped
She
playing?
has, yeah, she's been out of town, and there's been
Good stuff.
sickness, and just things haven't worked out. Space on her phone, but she just upgraded to a new one, so she can start now. But with she still has 3 days left, almost 4 days. Anybody could still finish this event.
Yeah.
Which is a great thing about the event. Like,
Yeah.
that's fantastic, right? It's not like, and I think you even finish it as a rural player all by yourself. We went to London, had everything done in a day. I still haven't planted my own epic tree yet to get the blueprint, because I might go back to London and try the epic tree there to get one. I got the Dasher blueprint, so a bunch of O'Brien's, without using our rare tree. So we didn't even need to put those down. We could hint to get the other one, but it's going to cost us multiple yellow keys to try, whereas just one yellow key here and it's done, because you get it on your own.
Yeah.
I have gotten all the resources. I have enough resources for everything. Put Celestial Dust is up in the auction house. Anybody wants it?
Right.
And it's an extra. I saw 500 had like 47 bids on it. Was over 51,000 Cubie coins. So I put 600 up for 50,000. Buy it now for 62.
Did it sell?
You want to get it? Why not? If it doesn't sell, I'm gonna print another angel, right?
Right.
So out
And
of
I didn't undercut anybody.
So did it sell or no?
I just put it up earlier today.
Okay.
Okay, so I was looking at that.
Yeah.
I was looking at that earlier today too. How I'm like, maybe I should put up 500. But then I looked at all the buy it nows, and there's a ton of them at various different prices. And it's like, it baffles me how people get focused on one specific bid or item.
Yeah.
There are multiple ones of that you could buy it now for a lot less than what you like. Don't people like bargain shop or shop looking around? Prices like
no, we talked about this before. One of our shows, I don't know, a month or two ago. When you get locked in on that bidding, it becomes a competition, and you tune everything else out. I've put this much effort in so far for 3 days to win this bid. I'm going to win it. I'm not looking for anything else.
This is mine. It's territorial.
Yeah.
For sure. So before we get too far off, so you guys haven't planted your trees out there yet. You know that
we have three common trees.
Okay. You get builder points for planting your trees. So I know you guys were doing a builder effort this month. So you might be hurting your builder placement by not planting your epic. So just
so she might need to do that.
It might.
Yeah, I'm nowhere near any builder stuff, but a bunch of O'Brien's is sort of quietly trying until you just blabbed it to. What do we have, like 8 million viewers or something?
Yeah,
like,
8 million.
17 right now.
17, 8 million, close enough. Same thing to me.
Right.
Yeah. No, so anyways, that's my feeling. Like, I really like the event. Christmas event is probably my second favorite event ever. But it felt a little.
The timers
I
were.
don't know. I'm saying underwhelming, but it's still good. I love when we came to London. We could see everything you've set up, and I love that aspect of it. The Christmas decorations all over the place. That's a really nice addition to the game.
Oh, wait until you see it now. We have been buying a lot of stuff
Throwing it on.
house, and we're throwing it there.
Oh, done there. Look at that.
It's almost looking kind of tacky. It's so close together.
To run out of space. I just threw it on the
yeah, I see it there. Oh, wow. A lot more decorations.
Sometimes some of the actual trees that give you the resources are hard to see because of all the junk that we've
They are sometimes.
So
that's the thing. And I've unfortunately, also have access to seeing people posting their big tickler boxes. And I'm not sure I want to spend my red key. Because the keys aren't as easy to get as they were before.
Yep.
So I'm going to. I'm 100% going to. Don't get me wrong. Saying like, I'll have it done before I don't know. I always make those decisions, but I always say that I don't know if I want to, but I still do. There have been some good loot in there. Hopefully, I'm one of the lucky ones for once.
Yeah, you don't want to end up with like a couple of hits of hockey sticks and stuff.
Right. You know.
Yeah,
Like,
we're certainly seeing some loot tickler boxes that are not worth the investment. You know.
right. Yeah.
So.
That's 10,000 white keys.
Yeah.
You know, which is a lot easier to get though if you do all 8 of your walking goals.
Absolutely.
If you're doing all 8 of your walking goals, 10,000 isn't really that far out of. Even if you get all 6 of your walking goals
Yeah.
to help,
no,
you know.
if you're hitting, like I did a thing last year. I reposted it this year because people were complaining about the number of keys, and it was based upon when I did it. There was like 49 days between the end of Halloween and the Halloween event and the start of what we expected to start the Christmas event, and
Right.
I did the calculation, and it was like if you were hitting level 8 every day, easily, you'd be have enough keys for the Christmas event, right?
Right. Yeah.
And I think if you hit level 3 in that case, you would have enough to be able to get through the chain, but
Right.
then you wouldn't have anything to spend on resources or boxes in the meantime, right? So it certainly have to be
Right.
more than 3.
I'm already down 5 or 6 yellow keys when I haven't even spent the red key. Oh, 7 because it's the one in the quest chain too.
Yeah.
So that's almost 2 red keys to do the Christmas event.
Yeah, no, I've definitely spent so let's talk about that then. The epic Christmas tree. Yellow key to use. Obviously you want to use it if you place it, you want to use it the first time to get the blueprint. It's the only source of the angel blueprint, which nice looking Cubie.
Yes.
But what do you got coming in? You got 500 feathers that come out. And then you've got a chance at the common blueprint as well, which acts very much like the Beatrix doll, creepy doll blueprint. So,
Yeah.
so yeah.
You know, so if you hit it once, get your blueprint, and then hit trade checks, get your celestial dust and everything, you can finish the quest chain on a budget, so to speak, right?
Yeah, because
I do really like that.
Because I think I got maybe what did I say 4,000 feathers. Plus I printed one. So because you only need 500, and I'm like, okay, I stopped. Like that's it. I don't need any more feathers because that's a lot of yellow keys I'm burning through. And you know, I got a fairly fat key stack, unlike some of the newer players or so. So I can definitely see I'm having an easier time doing that than a lot of players, right?
Now,
so,
I bet you I know an easy way that I could get you to spend a lot more yellow keys if you still had a small chance to get a second blueprint.
And that's exactly what I was doing.
Yeah.
Like, are you talking about the gift box Cubie or blueprint?
he's talking about. I think he's talking about the angel one.
No, the angel blueprint. Just like in the past with the where I got the second werewolf blueprint by using epic cauldrons, and you just got.
Yeah, he got the one last Halloween.
Yeah. So if there was still a chance that you could get an extra blueprint, I think that would motivate people who are key rich to still keep spending the keys, trying to go for it, right?
See, I kept spending the keys because I was out of blueprints to try to print for the box, for the gift box.
Right.
And I know that if I get my box, or my epic tree, that likely to give me a blue, like the 50-50 draw, it's more likely to give it out of my own tree. So I've been opening mine. I now have 2 more blueprints for the boxes stockpile, but I wasn't even thinking of second angel. It's just more the gift box.
No, and that's great that that you're both able in that position to think about the gift box blueprints,
Yeah.
whereas I have 3 blueprints still, I think, plus I printed the first one, but I haven't even bothered trying to print another one.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't even have all my ornament blueprints yet from
Really?
last year, because it's just the resources are harder to come by out here with just the 2 of us playing.
Well, I think
Over the time, and I don't want to buy them off of auction house, and I'm a patient player for the most part.
Yeah.
Unless there's something like spending a red key, then I have to do it so I can complete the chain.
one
So
thing
I'm not that.
I did not like about this event was that common drop of the blueprint. To have it that you have to get more than one blueprint from or print from the yellow key.
Yeah.
I think that's screwing over a lot of people. And like, I know I'm not the only one. Like, from reading Discord,
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot are upset with that. And
Yep.
like, I think that's a lot for a common blueprint. Like, it's
Yeah,
just
like we just did the creepy doll blueprints that were dropping fairly easily.
Mhm.
If they only dropped from the epic, it would have been a lot different too.
I totally like that mechanic. I like how it's it's done. It's difficult to get.
Yeah.
The Starlight. But
I like that too.
I do agree the fact that it's a common blueprint, but yeah, I get the first one from the common tree, but everyone after that cost me a yellow coming in an epic. So is it actually a common, or is it an epic, or is it this new unique hybrid? And like,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, like, what you guys touched on it as we were getting into the show. It really is more like a second epic, especially if you're spending 10 or more yellow keys to get the blueprints in order to print it. That's another red key to get this Starlight gift box.
Well, as I said, it took me 39 prints. Could you imagine how many you have to get if it was a 50-50 drop? And I know somebody commented saying I did 8 epic trees and only got 1 blueprint. Kind of, maddening. That's a lot of yellow keys.
And especially when the odds are that you've got that, you just spent 8 yellows to get this 1 blueprint, and the odds are you're getting a gift box.
If it was green trees, the rare trees, I'd be more apt to go for more of them.
Yeah, I think
it almost felt like a way to try and get keys out of the game.
Yeah, like I think the yellow key for it is too much. It's too expensive. Like either, and
well,
if they were
that
putting,
makes it rare though too, right? It increases the scarcity, so maybe there are some good things about it.
Well, it's going to be the most expensive Cubie coming out of this event for sure. Like, and now, fortunately, like the thing was too, first night was bugged. So I don't know did you hear about this at all, Magic Dragon?
Not in time to take advantage of it, like the 2 of you did.
So, I don't know. It was like first night, right? I'm sitting there, and Gold Miner messages me. She sends me a picture. She's got like 3 or 4.
No, I made 3 out of the 4 so far before I texted you.
Yeah. So she shows me she's got them in her inventory. I'm like, how'd she do that? And she's like, oh, apparently, like the blueprint isn't leaving like we thought it would. I'm like, oh, maybe they've changed it. Maybe it's an unlimited thing. I don't know. Yeah. So I just, that point, we were watching, we was watching a movie, just sat there and just print, and
you should ask him for a synopsis of the movie. I think he doesn't know because he was too busy printing.
Every 5 minutes was good.
I wonder. I know we'll never see the numbers or know for sure, but I wonder how many people were able to print more and more, not thinking that it was a glitch, thinking that maybe they had changed things or whatever before they changed it to it disappears, and if maybe they could send everybody 5 blueprints in compensation for not being able to take advantage of this bug.
Not dragon.
I know. Hey, I know it was a glitch and it was something that we should have, benefit from. But we've received how many? We're getting like 1,700 Adventure Road points in the past for things that didn't even affect you.
Well, no, I like those points only ever seem
Not
to
you, not you. I just mean in general. Like it happened in the game. So.
those always end up happening though.
Oh, I know it's not. I know it's not going to happen, Ryder Chick.
So I was able to print 33 times before they changed it.
Well, you also had all the resources to do so, right?
Yeah, we had the wrapping paper to do so take advantage of it.
Yeah.
I think I had about 22,000, 23,000 when I started printing, so I had quite a bit as well. It's drastically decreased, but I finally got it on my 39th, I think it was. But at that point on my 39th, I was still just collecting the blueprints from the yellow for the epic
And when
tree.
did you get your Starlight atrocities, if you got one?
I
Or is
did
there
get
going to be a
one.
Starlight one?
I did get one. Not why there's not going to be a Starlight or Scott stream.
Okay.
It was.
How many prints?
It was about 21. 21,
Really?
21st print.
Oh.
And in
Way
fact,
easier than Beatrix.
I did 66 in the Beatrix.
Yeah.
So, that's combined together. That's about 100 before I got one. So, combine, look at the two together. But interestingly enough, the Tiny Treasures, actually, I got my first one after I printed Starlight. So,
Oh, wow.
So that one was I don't know, maybe it's just bad RNG on my end, but that one was not coming out too well for me. I would hate to have to fork over 33 yellow keys in order to get those. Get those.
Like
those,
other people have to do.
right?
I'm curious to see what a Starlight would go in the auction house for, because if you look at the leaderboards, there's like none up. Like nobody has, like I plopped
Like
mine.
no one's wearing them, you mean?
Yeah, no one's wearing them. So whether they've got them and they haven't, but I know there's a lot of people kind of going, have you printed one yet? Have you printed one yet? Like Peekaboo seems to be the one that everybody gets and nobody wants.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
interesting.
anyways, I do like the Starlight. I think it's kind of cool. Looks good.
Oh,
And it's yeah. So I don't know. So it's kind of as I said, it's a weird thing. From a game mechanic, I would have preferred either if they're going to have them at epics, then maybe they drop the epics to a green key, right? Or they put them in rare trees for the green, just so it's more whatever. And likewise, why not have them drop out of the regular trees as well, right? Especially
increase the
decrease the frequency, like every 10% or something, right?
Yeah. Increase the frequency,
but at
maybe.
the same time, like Starlight's going to be a rare. It's going to be it might be legendary level when a few there are, depending on how they print, right?
And how many people are going to keep going to all these epic trees to get more 50-50 chance of a blueprint?
Yeah, to try and print a common, just to print a common Cubie, right?
Likewise, chances are you're going to print the Peekaboo.
Yeah.
So I almost couldn't believe it when I saw the Starlight pop up. I'm like, no, this can't be right.
All right.
So.
Yeah, for sure. So
have you come through London, Jace, Magic Dragon?
Pardon?
How many times have you come through London, like through the
Just one.
Once?
Just one. We got some sickness in the house, some Christmas stuff going on, so we might make a second trip tomorrow, and that would be nice. But we might not. We might just plant our trees and do it and save the yellow keys. Yeah. It's one of those things. Like I love the idea of being able to print the Starlight, but the cost the yellow key with a very minimal chance. I don't know if I can do that with, I'm dwindling from beyond the point where I like. I'm at 15,000 or 16,000 white keys, 2,000 blue keys. I've got my 20. Well, I'm down to 16 yellow keys right now. Green keys are like 30. So that's as a rural player and a red key. So I kind of like that as my baseline of where to be. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if I'm going to risk any more keys trying to get blueprints I can't bring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've probably spent. I've probably spent 30,000 white keys or so between like Halloween and now. Okay. I'm down.
Oh, including Halloween?
Yeah, like I think I started with 85,000 white keys at Halloween, and I think I'm down to about. I think I dipped in the 50,000 white keys now, and I've been like refilling, right? Like, so I take my white keys and refill, push them up. So that's my thing.
Now, are you even mentioning the Toronto event? Because I know I dropped a lot in Toronto, and then they've just been dwindling since.
This is before that. This is after that. Like I based 85,000 or so there, and then obviously we've had white keys coming in too, right? So it's even more than that.
Yeah.
So, but no, definitely pulling them out. So moving along then, so we just not keep focusing on there. Rare trees. I saw some controversy in regards to they give out 200 golden thread or 200 hay. People are not liking the hay.
Are you talking about
the straw, right?
Hay, straw, whatever.
Straw.
Hay, straw.
Yeah, we always call it hay.
Somebody, as we're out hunting, somebody's always complaining that all they ever get out of those rare trees is straw. I don't know. I've only gotten straw a handful of times, so I'm not complaining. But I feel personally, I think the rare trees. I think I'll just stick with the commons to pick up some more resources.
So, and likewise, I think part of the issue here is if you're one lone player out wherever you are, and you're trying to complete your angel or so, you need you want the golden thread for the most part, right?
Yes.
You did need it initially, I guess, for the reindeer, but I think the problem with straw is that it was released in Farmer Hank. Farmer Hank's been done 3 times now. So there's a lot of straw. Oh wait, no. Before that, I think it was Halloween a year ago.
Halloween, yes, 2 years ago, Halloween.
Right, Halloween again. Straw. So as a rare resource, straw has just been.
Oh, we can't Farmer Hank's.
Yeah, I said Farmer Hank. Three Farmer Hanks. So it's just there's just so much straw. People have so much straw out there.
Yeah.
It's just been devalued as a resource because people.
But for new players who haven't had those past things, it's a necessity. I'm sure it's hard for the developer to find a balance of supplying new players and not inundating OG players with resources they don't need.
And maybe what they do, instead of having a 50-50 chance, it's like a 75-25 in favor of the golden thread.
Or as we were talking about earlier today, why not a choice? Pick A or pick B. Like, do you want straw or do you want the golden thread?
Yeah. Right. Like what they used to do in Coin Hunt World. At one point, it would pop up and you'd have the option. Like a third of the time you would get
the resources, right?
You get one, a third of the time you get the other, and a third of the time you're supposed to get the choice. Right?
Yeah. Yep.
Which would mean 2/3 of the time you're getting what you were looking for. Because I think it's unfortunately in these events, the way they are done, there's a lot of sources of frustration to the player base. Where things like this, that they could do some things, just tweak a little bit to just kind of address some of the frustration. Yeah, I mean, it's not supposed to be super easy, but if you're a single player out there with only one rare tree, and there's really no chances to get more than one rare, that drop may be what's important to you, right? Because you need what you'll need five drops to get the 1,000.
Yes.
So it's a 7-day event, twice a day. So 14 attempts.
14 total time. Yeah.
So,
So it should work. It should work if you can go to the tree twice a day, for the 14 7 days. It should work and everything should balance out. But we all know when it comes to RNG, it doesn't always work out that way.
no.
So frustrations but there's also the feeling of elation and rewards when, say, you do print a Starlight, which was harder to get, or I don't know. It's
the Starlight.
I'm making the decisions.
Right.
That's it's kind of that elusive Nutcracker blueprint.
Right.
But also, like this year with the decorations that we can put out, I like that. I like adding the color to the game. Although there's all frustrations with that, which are like the placement of stuff where you can't place something too close. You can't even see something in your view, but yet you're still too close to plant it again. And it, like the Nutcracker, or the snowmen, or I think the elves were another one, and I think the reindeer was another one. That you like literally have to be, I don't know, 4 blocks away before you can plant something. So when you come to London, or if you do come back into London to go through the loop, you'll notice that we have lots of stuff all over the place because where we can plant it, right?
Across Street put it up on the screen a little while ago, showed your area specifically. It looks really good.
I'll throw it back on there, yeah, for sure. Yeah, now someone said that they did make an adjustment to the radiuses. I don't know if that's true or not, but I know, like, the first time we dropped one, actually, we were driving around, and I said, you know what, we're stopped here for a second. I'm going to drop a snowman, and Goldminer, the same thought, and she dropped a bench, and we didn't tell each other, and they were like, hey, we drove off. I said, did you just drop something? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I did too, which was kind of fun. But then we looked at it, and the snowman and the park bench where it was looked like the snowman was sitting on the park bench, which is kind of cool. But then we run into an issue where it's like, okay, I can't place a snowman here. I'd like to place like 2 or 3 snowmen close to each other, but I can't. And then the Nutcracker was seemed like they couldn't be within like 500 meters of each other or something like that. So I don't know. They did. So I don't know if they've adjusted it or what. I did come up with an approach today, which did work, which was I started to place the snowman farther away from where I was, and there was no restrictions. And then we drove and actually stopped close, like right beside a snowman, and placed it. And that's when I completed the placement, and I placed it there. But if I'd start off placing the snowman in that location with the previous day, it wasn't working. Yeah. So I don't know if it was my hack that made it work, or if they changed it or
if they adjusted it.
I don't know. So, but
okay. So can we get into the surprise loot code for the 7 epic trees?
Oh, you wanted 7 epic tree loot code?
Yeah, don't you have that? I had to say it. I had to say 7 so people didn't actually believe I was serious whatsoever.
Okay.
But it would be nice if we had a special little loot code bonus or a tree bonus.
Not this show. I'm gonna throw up on here my tickler box, which I got. So my tickler box. Box obviously fun. Invested red key for it.
Red.
And I did okay. Hockey sticks but cinnamon's good. Chocolate bars are good, and earth art. I think they got the earth art. So that's cool.
$2.50 of each of the chocolate and cinnamon seems low for a big tickler box, but
it is what it is.
They're useful. They're good. They're good resources. Epic resources, right?
Yep. And maybe that's the thing too is they got potentially clean up some of the stuff because there's a lot of resources out there and better look at what people really want. Like even like the Japanese drums, right? Like they're used for I think Pat Marino. How many people have that blueprint, right?
No
So
idea.
maybe what they could do is adjust those, have those tickler boxes look at what sort of um, blueprints you actually have and kind of tune them to what you have. Because there's a lot of those resources I can't do.
That's nice. I
Right?
don't know if they can do that, but that'd be great if it could kind of look at your inventory and see, give you beneficial things.
What you're lacking. That'd be kind of a cool thing. Like, oh hey, you've got a ton of hockey sticks, so we're not actually going to give you those hockey sticks. We're going to give you something else.
Now, let's talk trade checks. I see Plumber Boy has made a comment that he's hit around 15. You can get a bonus drop. I know Atrocities and I have hit quite a few. We've had a few drops. I got others.
My brother's fiance
At bells and not much. Have you hit many contact trades?
You really cut in and out there a lot. I think you asked me the number of trade checks that I hit.
Have you hit?
We get the ones here most days, well, except we missed 2 days because of sickness through the house. And we got the ones in London once. So, yeah, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 32 trade checks total so far.
And what sort of payouts?
Going one trip to London though, and it's like boomtown, right?
So what sort of payouts?
Really,
did you get anything
that
payout
really
wise?
jumps up in numbers. Pardon?
Did you get any payouts on those?
Oh, she did. She did. I'm like, yeah, 50 candy canes. She was, oh, look, well, I got this and this and this. I'm like, oh, of course you did. So I think a couple times I got something, but it was unremarkable. I think twice I got, I can't remember what they were. I get them all mixed up between the trees and the trade shacks, but she's getting all sorts of stuff. So she always does. She's lucky.
We have found it's been fairly unremarkable as well, where we're not even trying to get like if we drive past the trade shack, we'll stop it, not making a conscious effort to go out.
Right.
Because 50 candy canes is not a motivation for us.
No.
And drop rates being so low, and we have all the blueprints, so that matters. But
yeah,
if you need the other blueprints, like if you were a newer player, that would. But I don't. It sounds of it, people are getting a ton of those either.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, I think they said the drop rate was 10% on those, which is actually 2%, 2 or 3% greater than the normal trade shack drop rate. But it's kind of disappointing to see 50 candy canes, where at least normally now you're getting, paint plus 200 of a resource.
Yeah.
In fact, we went past a trade shack that had the Nutcracker in it from last year. Someone had taken Illusion Weaver's advice and put that one in. So the week prior to the event started, it was giving us 200 candy canes every time we went by.
Right.
Now it's giving us 50, and I'm feeling ripped off. It's like, wait, you owe me another 150 for this one, right?
Yep. No, like we don't go. We've got ours 3 times in town here because we're out driving anyways. We get them when we pass them. But last year and 2 years ago, we were like driving daily to London, or we went to Stratford one day to get things because of what they were giving out, and just the trees. Like we're all sorts of thoughts going on. It's not the same lure as it was previously. Like you said, it's just a letdown for 50 candy canes compared to what you were getting.
Yeah, and maybe they could have given out the that'd be another source of the blueprints.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Also, a letdown with the candy canes. If you were a new player and you were needing that 1,450 one candy cane per white vault or per vault, what is with that? Like, do you know how many?
That I'm sort of okay with that because that's kind of at least you get something every time, and
Yeah,
you
well,
really grind it out.
it,
A new player got 3 or 4 old blueprints plus master pizza blueprint during our meetup yesterday. Oh, that's excellent. In the comments there, that was something too. I did forget about that, and what it implied was with the trade checks giving past Christmas blueprints.
hmm
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
that's new player friendly.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Um,
Yeah.
which would be great. It would be great as a the OG if they were giving out the blueprints there for
like
the like for not no not giving it to Nutcracker, but
Right.
the gift box blueprints from the trade
Yeah.
shacks,
Trade
uh,
checks, that'd be great.
right? In addition to
Yeah.
or the epic trees or so,
Right.
because they're a lot that way it's a lot more affordable to get them.
Now we've
Uh,
gone from a yellow key down to a blue key, right? I think if they settled on the blueprints coming from rare trees, I'd be okay with that. Green
yeah.
key cost?
I don't. I think you're right. I think generally what we're saying here is the trade shacks feel like they should be giving more,
Yeah,
yeah,
and because especially
they
when
do.
there's
They really do.
not much of not a lot of use for those 50 candy canes, right? And
Right.
as a
Unless you, yeah, unless you haven't played before and gotten all the candy canes.
yeah, and if you're new and because I think we looked at this going in, we both had like 20,000 candy canes or something like that. So, but obviously as a new player, um, you know, and if you're only getting one candy cane uh, per vault, yeah, that's a lot of vaults to get through the trade shack or trade the tree quest chain, which maybe it's a good thing. Maybe it should be difficult. I know,
Yeah.
like the first event I did, I joined just as the Halloween event kicked off, Halloween Christmas event kicked off, and I don't think I got past the second or past the second obstacle
Key, whatever. Right.
that first
Right.
time, right? And
Yeah.
so be it. I'm new and whatever.
but Magic Dragon being rural, kind of rural, if you were the only player playing, do you think you could actually get 1,450 candy canes in your area? Like, that's not new player
Right.
friendly.
Having my 3 trade shacks that I can do every day.
Yeah, but if you were new, you
That's
might.
150. That's 150 candy canes for 7 days. That's 1,050 plus my 40 or 50 vaults that are in town here every day, twice a day if I wanted. It's possible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but if you did,
I'd have to grind it out though, which is, part of the game. Pardon?
Yeah,
all been there grinding them out at one
Yeah.
point.
yeah. And but of course, if you don't have the trade shacks in your area where like the
Right,
person said
that's-
their new stuff, I guess
Yeah.
that's. But at the same time, that might just be 200 volts a day or so, which
Yeah.
is 100 volts per
Which
reset.
a rural player couldn't do. You couldn't do 1,400. You couldn't do 1,000 candy canes if you're a rural player without trade checks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think they have changed it because I know I've driven some rural roads, and it seems like there are vaults every, 30 seconds or so.
Yeah.
So you could.
Yeah, there's lots of them out there, but even if you have access to 50 volts
Yeah.
twice a day for 7 days,
No,
that's only
it's-
700 volts.
Yeah. I guess it'd be a much more intense event if you're doing that.
Yeah.
That is one thing
Yeah.
I'm liking about what this is in last year is like a lot more relaxed about the event now. We've got it. We have to get done. We're
Yeah.
there. It's not like taking up the entire holidays, which is a great change. Because
Yeah.
that one Nutcracker event, we were driving all over the place like twice a day in order to try and
Yeah.
get that Nutcracker blueprint for somebody. And every
Yeah.
time was like, okay, if we can just get the Nutcracker blueprint, we can kind of back off and relax. But
Well, and likewise, it wasn't just driving like all around the city. We were driving like to Stratford and then to
Yep.
Dorchester and then to St. Thomas, which it ended up being like a 3 hour tour by the time we got back. And that's a
Which,
long time.
yes, but I also missed that. I also we did the St. Thomas trip. We did
it's the
Stratford trip.
it's
You
the
know,
Yeah.
it worked out for us. So in London, it worked out for us. So it was very rewarding. But this game makes me remind of the old car rallies we used to do through church or through organizations where they'd organize a car rally and had to drive all over the place to solve puzzles and figure things out. And I really like that aspect of the game. Like I
But
said, this event felt too easy to me. It felt like it just felt like a regular mini event.
I agree. I think like with the quest chain where they had those delays, right? It dropped it from
Yeah,
the 12 hours, and then the final
yeah,
delay was only 24 hours in, and then suddenly
yeah,
people are done, and it's like, well, I
yeah.
like I like trying to race to be one of the first, which
You're right. Yes,
doesn't
exactly.
happen. So
Yeah.
well,
So even to put a timer in there, like that would help this. That would have helped this event. Like this was event. How fast from start to finish was this entire event done?
yeah,
Like
but
6 hours?
no. 20. It was at least 20. It was 24 hours, because I think we woke up. No, it wasn't 24 hours. Anyways,
Like,
it was the two timers are 24 hours combined.
oh, there
But
was two timers. Okay, so
there were two timers. But
I
mind you,
I, I,
somebody had the epic tree. So
yeah,
like people that had the epic trees from the previous year were able, if they got lucky, I think, got the blueprint, got the resources, and had it
yeah.
printed, and were just able to do it. Mind you,
Okay, so
what I did like
so
was
40 minutes or whatever, and then that was done. Well,
yeah,
that's fine.
I did like the fact that you can place trees anywhere you want this year.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah, like when the event first kicked off, we were there, dropped the tree,
yeah,
and then collected, and then went to, and since we were at home because they didn't want to print by an advanced print shop, collected, immediately threw it in, started the print, and we're hoping to get one of the first prints. Uh,
yeah.
but we're a little too slow, so maybe somebody was close to an advanced print shop and beat us. I don't know exactly.
Yeah, I do like that. I also really like that they gray out the trees.
Yeah, I don't like that.
That's neat, isn't it? You don't like that? I like knowing that I got the tree already.
So
no, I know that anyways. Before I think they graded them out last year.
yeah,
Is it? I don't remember it. It was nice to see it. Or maybe it was just a glitch on my phone or whatever. It
no,
didn't work for me, and I was clicking on trees all the time, and like, oh, I already got that tree. Okay.
okay. I find though, like it's so like all the stuff in there, it's bright, it's whatever. The fact that they gray out the trees makes it less
Oh,
vibrant. I would
well,
almost
don't
like, so the fact that they know for a fact that you've
put some
got one,
trees somewhere else.
right? I would like
Yeah.
I'd like maybe they had a star or something like that on the top of the trees, and then when you get
Right.
it, the star
Great at it.
goes away or
Oh,
grays
okay.
out or
Yeah,
something like that.
that's a
But,
good idea.
you know,
Yeah, because it does make your picture look a little blah there.
right? You can see where they are,
Yeah.
but it'd be more vibrant if they were. And are we?
Yeah.
It looks to me like I'm stuck in dark mode. Is that something that's on your game mode as well? Because I was thinking, oh, I should switch this over to
I'm in
non-dark
dark
mode.
mode. Yeah, I looked at something on there. It looked like it was. I think it might be permanent for the event.
Yeah, like it seems like they forced
Yeah.
us into that. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to get that off.
Guys, have we got anything else? I have to get going. I just realized I've already exceeded my hour, and I've got stuff calling for me here.
All
If you
right.
guys want to keep talking, I'll dip out. But
I think it's good. We can save everything else for the next show. So, everybody,
anyway,
Merry
this would be
Christmas.
just an event follow up, anyways, right?
Yeah,
Plus New Year's discussion.
for sure. So, Happy New Year, everybody. Remember,
Thank you.
for New Year's, you're gonna have a 24-hour, I think, a 48-hour window in order
Yeah.
to buy the one Cubie. New Year's Cubie, so make sure
And they'll
you
never
tag.
be sold again.
All right. So
Right.
make sure you do that.
Good luck,
and
Noel.
best of luck. We'll talk to you next time. Gold miner.
Happy hunting.
Like, subscribe, all that stuff. This
Yes.
isn't my line. What's going on?
you just want to get off quickly.
That's it.
No,
He's-
no.
He's rushing us.
You're
Okay.
the one saying bye, Gold Miner, so I had to fit it in there.
All right.
Audio.
Thanks
next
for
week.
watching.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.